Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Thursday the 13th of February. We are at the Turffontein race course and we're on the inside track. As always, I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. And Thursday, this is what's on offer. 8 races on the go. Race number 1 at 12:40. Alistair Cohen on the line before we greet and say hi to him. Race number 1 is the start of the bipod. It's over 1,000 meters. As we bring up the field, let's have a look at the betting. And number 1 is trading at 17-10. Horse number 2, Pantherencia, at 3-1. Number 3 at 8-1. That's Chili Marmalade. And then we got horse number 7, Act of Snow, at 8-1. 8 is a scratching, an important scratching that does change the dynamics of the field when it comes to the race runners. Of the unraced horses, number 9, Fully Committed, has been supported. Hollywoodbets 4-1 into 3-1. It's double figures, the balance. Well, we say hello to Alistair Cohen and give us your suggestions. Race number 1.
Hello, Dees. Hello to all the racing viewers. Turffontein meeting on the Thursday. Trust everybody as well. So race 1, obviously sad that number 8, Desert Cloud, had to come out, just not eating up going into the race, and it would just be a disservice, A, to the owner, B, to the punters, who would obviously take an inevitably short prize, and if she even were to win, it would probably set her back in the long run. So she'll be back to fight another day, number 8, Desert Cloud. Of that, there's no doubt. But none of that really matters going into this race, Dees. The interesting aspect about this race, the first leg of the bipod, is that number 9, Fully Committed, who I actually named, has been supported in the market. It's a race that won't take much winning. Sean Terry and Craig Zaki team up, so she won't have to be of graded quality to win. If there's a follow-through in the market, I would take that very seriously. But of the race runners, the horse they all need to beat is number 1, En Desire. If she was drawn any better, she'd stack up as a bipod banker. She probably would still be the inkling of many punters with the scratching. 9 out of 9, not an absolute brain smash, not ideal either. And the form line from the run on Betway Summer Cup Day when behind Hong Kong, you'd anticipate is working out very strongly. Was drawn on the wrong side of the track and was a sticky track on that occasion. Back from a mini break, I think that what she showed before that subpar last run will probably carry her across the line. So number 1, En Desire would be a top choice, but the first time in fact, both first timers from the Terry Yard do inspire a little bit of confidence, and they could be quite dangerous first up. But I don't see too much else in the race. Pantherencia is a well-exposed professional maiden, and she'll need the right field to get the job done when she gets the job done.
Okay, number 1 going to be the lead, and keep an eye if there's any follow-through at this time of recording. 3-1, number 9, Fully Committed. That's the start of the bipod. The place accumulator, guys, will begin at 13:15. It's over 1,000 meters and a maiden plate. Race number 2, number 1 is trading at 3-1. Horse number 2, it's personal, at 3-1. Then we got number 3, which is trading at 9-2. There's some solid money here, anti-post, Alistair, for number 4, Old Fashioned. Open up 8-1. Hollywoodbets is now trading at 11-2. 5 is a scratching. The first timer, I see races with the steel bar shoes in front and Alamite behind. That's horse number 6. Number 8, Lady of Arc, is trading at 7-1, and here could be the value. And then number 9, Tana Marie, is trading at 7-2. So it is the start of the place accumulator. Punters need to get on the tote by 13:15. What are we doing in leg 1?
Oh, geez, I tell you what, this is an interesting dynamic to this race, because Lady of Arc and Tana Marie both come off long layoffs. Although in different races, they both ran exactly the same margin behind Pointer once upon a time. If you adjust things and consider Lady of Arc carried 5 kilos less than what Tana Marie does, that probably gives you a bit of persuasion towards the Sean Terry run. And I know a little whisper about Tana Marie, not necessarily going into this race, but you'll see there was support in her 2 starts, especially in her last run, and she made a lot of late gains. I almost forgot exactly who this filly was, Dees, and then going back and remembering what I was told, that she works nicely, and I wouldn't say expectations are high, but certainly would have expected her to to have won by now had she not been laid off. And Sean can get them fit, we know that. And from that perspective, I think number 9, Tana Marie, is a very interesting starting point when it comes to race number 2, the first leg of the place accumulator. I'd always be hesitant to bank a horse that comes off nearly 300 days, but then we got the same issue with number 2, It's Personal, who's obviously back from a layoff, and number 3, Antonio Gaudi, although rested for half the amount of time, and being an exposed maiden as well, also brings reliable and consistent place accumulator form into the picture. I'm not one that believes that, when I say believes the money, that follows the money on number 4, Old Fashioned, the last form run behind Lonely as a Cloud. First of all, was Old Fashioned's best run in a long time. There's serious question marks about the level of the form, so I'm not too sure that we can go to the well with that. So the 2 best horses in the race in order of preference are 9 and 8. P-Bay Doro, here's a horse that's completely bluffed me. The earmuffs back off, the blinkers back on, back to a sprint as well. It looks like a complete reset for the son of One World. He's got enough form where you can make a strong case for him, but he's sort of nowhere at the moment with regard to his last 2 starts. I wouldn't put him into the place accumulator. I would put him into the bar pot. I think the race revolves around 9, 8 and 1, to be honest.
Okay, horses coming off a break, namely numbers 2, 3, 8 and 9, and it's all about fitness, how much of work has been done, and which horse will come out forward running in race number 2. That could be the key here. Maybe we can get some input from the guys on course on the well-being of those horses coming from a layoff. Race number 3, it's pick 6 time. It's the big one. It's 2,000 meters, 1350, 10 to 2. Number 1, KwaZulu-Natal, is trading at 7 to 1. Then we go on to number 3, Diesel Shadow, at 11 to 2. 28 to 10 is the price of number 4, Baynak. And I like the way that horse improved over 1,800 meters last time out when winning. And maybe there's more to come now that he's been tried over further. Number 5, High Q, at 8 to 1. Number 6, Immediate Edge, Mike and Matthew de Kock, son of Versen Gedricks. Money about anti-post, 5 to 2 into 18 to 10. Hollywoodbets. 7 is trading at 8 to 1. It's double figures the balance. Yeah, how impressed were you with number 6, Immediate Edge? Because that was a very good debut win, considering that the horse drifted right out in the betting market.
Unexpected, judging by Mike de Kock's comments on his website that he provides before every race meeting. He's got runners, and also making your debut over 1,600 meters is not easy. I mean, de Kock's obviously done it before. He's done it many times before, but that just goes to show that he was obviously a pretty lazy horse at work. The fact that he just threw caution to the wind, put him in a mile first up, because generally a trainer would like to build them up with runs under the belt, put some mileage into the clock, and hope that the maturity comes with it. And now second up, he's not wasting any time, as Michael and Matthew, going over 2,000 meters, and was to say that he can't win. He didn't beat much of substance. I was underwhelmed with Apache Chief over the weekend. Made him a good thing, ran a fair second, but disappointing at the same time. He is the unknown in the races, number 6, Immediate Edge. He could be absolutely anything going into this race, but I think the more he races, the better he will be, just judging by the profile and the path that the de Kocks are taking. It was appealing to the eye, but again, what did he beat? That's the big question. The same goes for number 4, Baynak. Absolutely trotted up last time over 1,800 meters at the Val when trying the trip for the first time, but again, what did he beat? Not a hell of a lot is the answer, but still all he could do was win, and he galloped them into submission. For me, I think the race revolves around 2 horses here. Number 3, Diesel Shadow, is the horse I'm going to gravitate towards. The blinkers go on replacing the cheek pieces. He's not done much wrong on the cheek pieces, but maybe the blinkers just completely covering up and giving him that tunnel vision will do the trick. When Gavin Lorena rides for Erico Verdenese, you've got to stand up and take notice. They are very, very tight, and normally Erico picks his plums for Gavin, so that could be a little bit of a clue in itself. 2,000 meters on the back of a 112-day layoff, that would remain a little bit of a query if he is vulnerable, but when you look around, there's not enough form lines here to get overly excited about. So I think that he's the most consistent horse in the race, and he's a horse that I'm going to put up on top. In order of preference, 3, 6. I'm going to give number 2, Dark Silver, another chance. Last run was all wrong. You can tell that was the exception rather than the norm. On the run to Bacchus, he's a player. On the last run, he's not. I'd take the run to Bacchus at face value. I think it'll be wrong to rule out the horse on the evidence of 1 start. And number 5, High Q, to make up quartets. But I'd leave the pick 6 of the 3 horses, to be honest.
Okay, 2, 3, and 6 in numerical order. And an interesting runner is Immediate Edge. Let's see how he goes here in this C division class. If he wins as well, it wouldn't surprise me to see him take his place in a race like a Derby trial. Race number 4, jackpot 1, 2,000 meters, divided handicap for fillies and mares. Number 2, LMB is at 8-1 Alistair. Number 4, One Religion at 28-10. Unbeaten, 2 from 2 over the course and distance. That will grab your attention. Number 5 is Kadizora at 9-2. 6, Rosie Lemon at 8-1. Number 7 is trading at 33-10. Horse number 8, Greenhouse, at 5-1 with a very low weight of 52 kgs, and it's double figures the balance. Yeah, One Religion, personally, I think the right horse is at the top of the betting boards, but how confident can you be? The horse is in excellent form, though.
D's jackpot 1 is my suggested bet, and I've gone field in the opening leg. One Religion, huge runner, really respect her. Penultimate start over a mile and a half, second to United Council. United Council ran in the Spook Express subsequently, ran a fair third. That was obviously a division or two stronger than this. By default, number 4, One Religion, is a live chance, but D's go back to the 12th of November, where One Religion finished in front of Kadizora, and also Rosie Lemon was in that race. Kadizora for a head is 1.5 kilos better off. Ryan Munger's come back to South Africa with a vengeance. He's here for another 6 weeks or so until the end of March. Enjoy it while he lasts. He is riding with freedom, and that, I think, is the reason why he's riding so well and so many winners. Also back from a holiday to Mauritius. Now, Kadizora has been exactly 1 year since she last won. 364 days, if you believe horses win in cycles. That's another factor. I liked her a lot last time, and she ran into trouble. I don't believe she's 4 lengths inferior to Rani of Qatar. I believe she's a lot better than that. Also, on that last run to the eye, it looks like Rosie Lemon had her a quarter of a length in behind. I believe that Kadizora comfortably finishes in front of Rosie Lemon. She's the horse that I'm going to lean towards, but I would make an even stronger case for her if she was drawn better. 11 out of 11 on the Turffontein inside track, not ideal. She's going to need a pace to aim at to be able to slot it and not be exposed. If that all happens, I expect her to win. If that doesn't happen, then for me, anything can win this. In fact, while I'm talking about this race, the more and more I talk about it, I think I probably overplayed it with field. But 5, Kadizora, 4, One Religion. I've got a little bit of time down the page for number 10, Patches of Grey. I thought her last run, despite getting a lot of weight from Little Mary Sunshine in a listed feature, was a fair effort. I think dropping in distance could yield a little bit of improvement from number 10, Patches of Grey, on the back of a racing drop. I think she's a sneaker for trifectas and quartets. Don't leave her out. But I've gone the big F in the first leg of jackpot 1, I must confess.
Well, I must add to what you said about Ryan Munger, and chatting to racing fans the other day, and the exact same word came up. Whilst I understand it's international experience, etc., that does grow your confidence and makes you sharper in racing and riding. It is freedom that he's racing with, because he's on holiday. Race number 5, Apprentice handicap. It's over 1,600 meters, and this is how it looks here. Number 1 at 4-1. Horse number 2, Future Wolf, is at 33-10. Number 3, Ombudsman, at 4-1. Number 4, Vava Vegas, at 8-1. 5 is Gorilla Warfare at 6-1. And then we've got 8, Canelo, at 4-1. I had a look at this Apprentice race, which I must add has been lacking throughout the season, these races for these young kids. And I haven't went and had a look at that log for a while, so I just want to recap the log. The Apprentice log, that is, for our racing fans. Trent Mayhews on 20, Nirvan Nestelli on 19, that's winners. Bevan Plikes on 8, Darlin Pillay, and, or should I say Damien Pillay, and JC Bortus on 7. So Trent Mayhew has a sizable lead going into the second half of the season. So that's how the log looks. Yeah, we don't want to talk too much about the apprentices, etc., and the lack of races for their, competitiveness. But it is lacking these days, isn't it, Alistair?
Geez, I remember, I'm sure you'll remember, 25 years ago, there was, I think, only one apprentice race on the calendar, and it was always held at Clarewood on Champions Cup Day, right at the end of the season. And it was always a lot of fun. Obviously, all the apprentices based in Durban. It used to bring a little bit more sort of excitement. And I remember traditionally all the apprentices used to lead in the winner. There were good times, and then obviously they became more and more common. They were had in PE 10 years ago, Cape Town 10 years ago, obviously a lot in Durban when Clarewood was open, when they could utilise the straight. Now that Hollywoodbets Scottsville is not sort of utilised as often as perhaps Clarewood used to be, the apprentice races have dried up, and even on the half vault, obviously with most of the apprentices being based in KZN, it becomes a logistical point of getting the apprentices up, and also through COVID, not many apprentices being taken into the academy, so there are a whole lot of factors. Fantastic, they've I wouldn't say reintroduced, but fantastic to see an apprentice handicap. Generally, for punters, they're not the most straightforward. A lot of people would default to Trent Mayhew in a race like this, considering he's the most decorated apprentice, but sadly, he's injured and won't be riding for a little while, so we wish Trent all the best. How do I read race number 5? Number 8, Carnello. I've been waiting for him on the inside track for a long time. I thought his last 2 starts on tracks that he's not at his best have been very good behind Call Me Master and Destiny of Fire. I know Destiny of Fire got beaten a week ago, but she lost it at the start. She'll be worth another chance. Had she jumped on terms, we might be singing a completely different tune. Again, Carnello, look, he is what he is off a rating of 60. He is no superstar, but on the inside track, I've got a lot of time for him. I remember a win under Calvin Habib in the dead of winter when Carnello stole the race, went a million miles an hour, and never looked like losing. He's got that turn of foot that makes him a bit of a force on the or a better force on the inside track than anywhere else. If he comes unstuck, the backup are 2, 3, and 5. Let me tell you why. Future Wolf, full value for the win last time. He absolutely dotted up. That was a career best. Draw 1, Never Nastili, who, as you mentioned, second on the apprentice log, takes a ride. And then the other 2 horses, 3 and 5, they're just 2 horses that I've been on the wrong side of from the last 2 starts, thinking that they'd run big races. They didn't run bad races, but it's more out of faith and belief that they're good enough to feature in the 74 race. Those are 3 Ombudsman and 5 Guerrilla Warfare. Again, winning doesn't come easy. I think both of them have probably been underachievers to date. Anish Tucker takes her out on Ombudsman. He does a lot of his work with Des McLaughlin, an in-form yard in Cape Town. And Garish Dukat is obviously based on the half-out. I'm sure he would have swung a leg over number 5 Guerrilla Warfare, and that could be worth its weight in gold. These are 2 horses I think are very close to winning, so I'd keep them in the notebook at this level. It could be their day, so that's why I've got them in.
Okay, we move along to race number 6, which will be the last pick 3 on the card. Races 6, 7, and 8, 1,200 meters, divided handicap for fillies and mares. Oh, this is how it looks. Number 2, Little Ballerina, has been backed 5-1 into 7-2. That's Hollywoodbets anti-post. We go on to number 3, Chrome Tumbling at 4-1. Number 4, Sources Supreme at 8-1. Number 5, there is an update, if you don't have it, a winner on the 6th of February, a new merit rating of 3 figures, that's 100, and now carries 58.5 kgs. Of course, the claim for is there. That's Here Komi Boki. Then we got number 7, Forever in My Dreams at 28-10. And it's double figures, the balance. Alistair, before you even touch on your selections, we'd appreciate if you could tell us a bit about, Candice's runners here, numbers 1 and 2.
Just Be Lacquer has been a bit of a frustrating go, because she is a candidate for the CRS Big Cap. She qualifies for that race, and she'll come in with 51.5. Under no illusions that one stripe almost looks impossible to beat, but for that stake, a top 3 would be unreal. And after Hollywoodbets Durbanville, where she won with contemptuous ease, she had a bit of a setback. She obviously needed her first run back, and Candice is desperate to run her. Been nominated all over the place, and she keeps cracking bad draws, and she's got the worst of the draws again. She'll run a better race, number 1, Just Be Lacquer, but this run will bring her on for her next start. If she ran into the top 4, that would be a fantastic result. Obviously the odds and form, so you could probably add a little bit more confidence to what I'm giving. Number 2, Little Ballerina, quality filly. She went awfully quiet on the back of the KZN champion season, but now she's come to life. Her last workout was good, probably not quite as good. I went on the show the last 2 for 2 of Candice's recent runners on fillies and a gelding that came back from long breaks, who worked the absolute house down and ran lovely races in second. They were Minogue and Grand Crescendo. Little Ballerina's work has not quite been as impressive as those two, but has been good all in. And she'll target some sprint races coming up. So back from a 200-day layoff, if she won, that would be a very pleasant surprise, but probably not expected here. But she is a quality filly. To get into the housekeeping of the race D's, I think number 7, Forever in My Dreams, is the horse to beat. She's my banker. Draw 1, massive advantage. Absolutely dotted up last time, albeit against a little bit weaker. But she came out a little bit softly over 1,000 meters, and she drew away in style. She's always been held in high regard, low mileage, sparingly raced. And look, I'm actually currently a Forthcoming stud, but I've heard a long way away that the expectations are high that number 7, Forever in My Dreams, will back that win up under Ryan Munger. I do like her. The confidence is apparently there, so I'm going to make her a banker in all bets. Number 7, Forever in My Dreams. I think that she is going in the right direction. Could be feature race material. To what level, I don't know, but there's definitely aspirations and in my head, an opportunity for her to race in features.
Yeah, and I like the way the Alec Laird yard is racing along. Number 4, Sources Supreme, just a comment. Just keep an eye on the scratchings. I pulled up with some mucus in a gallop. This morning, in fact, and it's Wednesday morning, so she's going to be scoped, and if it's all clear, she'll go. Otherwise, she may be taken out, but not happy with how she pulled up after the gallop. Number 4, Sources Supreme. Race number 7, 1,200 meters, divided handicap for fillies and mares. This is how it looks. Number 2, Green Flash at 7-1. Number 3, Ride On at 5-1. Horse number 4, Green Sapphire, is at 5-2. So is number 5, Fastnet filly, the Northern Hemisphere bred filly, at 5-2. Then one more runner, that's number 9, Golden Moment, that is trading at 6-1. I just suspect that, whilst I understand it's to the latter part of the race meeting, it's race number 7, but this race could be worth watching, Alistair. I like the look of it.
I like the look of it as well. There's some seriously progressive horses in here. I've got 3 horses in my jackpot D's. I want to start with number 2, Green Flash. I've got her in against the grain, coming back from a layoff, and from that draw, it will not be easy. However, she stuck me out a few times as number 2, Green Flash, so I'm not going to be fooled by her anytime soon. So I've got her in, but it is against my expectations of the race. 4 and 5, I think, got 2 fillies going in the right direction. They're the other 2 horses in my jackpot for obvious reasons. Number 4, Green Sapphire, seeking a 3-peat. Her last win was better than her maiden win when beating Juniper Green, who I think has still got some wins to come. There's no doubt that she's doing things the right way. Number 4, Green Sapphire. Stratum is 2 from 2 on her. I think it's all plain to see why she would be a huge runner and would be my top choice over number 5, Fastnet filly. I don't think many appreciate how good that last run was tonight, Bomb. I know she received a little bit of weight, but she ran it probably her own worst enemy, but didn't have the rub of the green last time behind Night Bomber. Night Bomber looks like a horse who's set up to win a few more races on the half hours. I think crucially you mentioned the fact that she's Northern Hemisphere bred, therefore 6 months behind. Look, if she was on the Northern Hemisphere, she's 5 as well, but she's just turned 5, number 5, Fastnet filly, and she is obviously heading in the right direction. From draw 1, she'll be dangerous enough for number 5, Fastnet filly. It's obviously the 2 right horses are on the race, but I've got number 2, Green Flash, and just as backup because I don't want to get bitten by her again. Another factor to this race, some horses that would ordinarily make appeal come off a layoff, and I think that probably makes it a little bit more simple.
Okay, race number 7, you heard it from Alistair. He likes the 2 runners there, numbers 4 and 5, but I like his thinking with number 2, Green Flash, because it's almost criminal leaving out Gavin Larena these days, regardless of the horse's form, because he is flying. So we close things off in race number 8, divided handicap for fillies and mares, 1,200 meters. Number 1, my one and only, that is trading at 2-1. Number 3, there she goes, is at 7-1. Then we got number 4, Wait for Green Light, at 6-1. Number 6, Heirloom, at 9-2. 8, Time for Charity, Alistair, is at 6-1, and 9, Twice as Wild, is at 8-1. So the last race is usually the race where the quartet gets to a sizable pool, and I keep mentioning it. It's a nice way to end off your day, trying to get it with the minimum spend, trying to narrow down your selections. You mentioned that you've done jackpot 1 for the show, so your bet is closed in race number 7. You've caught the jackpot, you got some money to spend. How would you spend it here in race number 8?
I'd have a bet on number 9, Twice as Wild. 8-1, the price that you've quoted. Nivenistidi takes the ride. 49.5 kilos on the back of the 6-year-old, whose only wins have come on the inside track. Her ratings come down another pound. I like how she ran last time behind Komati River. I was at Turffontein that day, kind of all diving together. She didn't quite have the heart to go all the way, but that was obviously against open company. She took on boys. She's now against her own sex, and with the Apprentice, her second on the log, I think that she'd pay to follow in the final race. Absolutely slam dunk quartet inclusion to answer the first question, and if there's a bit of value on our side, I'll probably take a reasonable win bet and cover on the places with number 9, Twice as Wild. There's no way I can write off any horse in this race. Number 1 mile, one and only. Her reputation precedes her, but you almost get the impression that one of these days she's going to pop up and deliver on what she shows her connections. There she goes. She's got a deep draw, so I'm sidestepping her on this occasion. Heirloom on the back of some fair runs coming down into the 60s rating-wise. I don't think she'll be too far away. I think the quartet could be almost, I don't know if double floats, there's going to be too much value between 5 and 9 by the field, but those are definitely the two horses. I do a D's play here. 5 and 9 by a couple of horses by field. What are we in for there, D's?
5 and 9 by?
Let's go with numbers 5, 8, and 9 for second, by field. Is there any value there?
Yeah, that's 2 times 2, which is 4. So we got 4 times, 11 runners at the time of recording. That's 36 times 8, 48, and 4. That'll be 288 rand. That's what it costs.
I'll pay more than that. Again, that's the play.
Yeah, 288. So write down this quartet, 5 and 9. Remember, horse number 9 is trading at 8-1, and horse number 5 is at 9-2. So regardless, you're playing with 2 horses that you want to win at decent odds. Then 5, 8, and 9, which is another horse that's trading at 6-1 that's been added, and then we hope for the worst. When you play the quartet and you got field, you're hoping for at least one big roughie there. 288 rand, which means call it 30 rand, 10%. Nice way to close things off there. A quartet in the 8th race. Alistair, your bet of choice for the show suggested is Jackpot 1. It's up on screen.
Yeah, that quartet in the last race, by the way, is copyright D's Dine and Play. 100% a D's Dine and Play. Jackpot 1, 25 past 2 on field. 12 Ombudsman, Guerrilla Warfare, and Carnello. By bank is 7, Forever in My Dreams, and then the finale only 2, 4, and 5. So that's how I play the jackpot on the Thursday on the back of No Racing Wednesday.
Okay, thanks for your time, Alistair. I know you're in a bit of a hurry. All the best.
D, same to you, same to all the viewers. We'll chat again going into Saturday.
Okay, for Alistair Cohen, for the Gallop TV team, and myself, Dean Diana, and for you, the valued racing fan, well, hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful day if you are playing on this 13th of February at Turffontein on the inside track. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasle.